You taking some big names though, man. With JC, Cortez, Chilla Jones. What made you want me to shoot for the stars this early in your career?
I mean, I, I feel like I feel like a guy like myself, I don't really have time to, I kind of got to catch people's attention a little early. I don't really have the look that URL fans are looking for. I don't try to be, a street guy or none of all of this stuff. So since I have a completely different look and persona and like thing to me, I felt like I needed that type of I needed to kind of like slay Goliath pretty early. And so
Mm.
wasn't in full control of my booking, obviously, because I haven't made it to that point. I was definitely satisfied with the names that I got early and being able to prove myself against those names.
So from what I see from the battle rap culture, from other battle rappers out there, they kind of want to see from the guys from the Crucible to go against each other, man. Are we gonna see that? I know they got rookies versus sophomores coming up. Are we gonna see more of that from you, or are you still gonna go after those big stars?
Yeah, I think as far as the Legend Killer thing goes, I kind of proven myself a little bit early. I don't really have to. Obviously, rookies versus sophomores is coming up. Stay tuned for that. I definitely, obviously, I'm going to be battling a rookie, but I also lock horns with Footz. It's really what I'm looking at. Honestly, I don't think there's anybody in battle rap. There's not a single name that I want to battle more than Footz right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why Foots though, man? Why Foots out of all people?
Honestly, I feel like he and I are in the lead for the best in our class. I think it's out of he and I, so I feel like I got to prove I'm number one. It's just a competitive in me. I feel like I
So
here and it proves who the best in the class is.
shout out to my co-host Danny Myers because I we know that you've been wanting a battle with him very soon. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah,
We ranked the top 12 from last year Crucibles to this year Crucible, and me and him both ranked you at number one.
I appreciate
At
it.
number two, we both got Eunice in there, man.
Mm.
A lot of people feel like you and Eunice should battle.
Yeah, people saying that Eunice he's dope, man. Eunice has he has a high ceiling. We have similarities. We both kind of can write it right. I think that he's shown um he's shown an ability to perform in a wild crowd with his performance ability. I feel like I've shown a level of maturity in my material and how I prep and how I can break down and dissect certain battlers that not a lot of rookies show. So I think that it would be a clash that while people may think that we're similar, I think that we're a lot more alike than people think, and is when we eventually battle, because that's a battle that, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, whether it's rookies versus sophomores or a year down the line or 2 years down the line, Eunice and I have to battle. That's a battle that I feel like people ask way too much for us to not, give people that battle. And I think he's a worthy adversary for sure.
And how you think this battle gonna go between you and him?
I think it's a lot about timing, right? So like, if let's just say if the battle was to happen right now where we're at right now, because we're so young and so new in the game that like if it happened in a year from now, our strengths and weaknesses could completely change. So that's a tough call
Mm,
right now. Then I think where he lacks in comparison to me, like I said, is that maturity. I don't know if he quite knows how to win a battle yet. He knows
oh,
he knows how to rap good and he knows how to be amazing talented. He be an amazing talent. I've watched him versus Hustle, him versus Hansel, even like battles in the Crucible versus Mozzie. He doesn't necessarily know how to win yet. He just knows how to rap good and be great, and he's so talented that as long as he raps good and is great, a lot of guys on his level or close to aren't going to keep up.
So wait a minute, you got him losing both of those battles?
No. I have him winning against Hustle. I have him winning against Hustle. I feel like Hustle. I feel like in the first, I didn't like Hustle's first at all. He came out the gate swinging, and I mean his first was amazing. I feel like he, written wise, his second was actually to me his best round. His written wise, but he executed poorly, and I feel like that made it. It almost made it his worst round once you got into the building. But written wise, if you pay attention to how he writes it and what he actually did and executed, as from a writing perspective, it was his best written round to me. Execution was poor. Second, and then I think he kind of he took the third pretty convincingly as well in the Hustle battle.
And the Hansel battle, you had him losing.
I did have him losing to Hansel. I actually I had him losing the first to Hansel and the third. I feel like that was one of those situations where I think he got outwritten. I think Hansel outwrote him. And if you outright Eunice, he's kind of at your mercy. And I feel like that's what happened. I feel like Hansel outwrote him. And he connected with the crowd better, and he was just simply a more complete and well-rounded battler in that battle. And I think he won. And he, they bet there was money on the floor, and Hansel won the money on the floor as well. So
Okay. There was a battle of yours that was very controversial. It was the battle of against Chilla Jones.
right.
I'm not gonna go word for word, but we know what he said,
Correct.
and and he got a lot of backlash for that during the time as it was happening during the battle when he was saying that. What was your reaction, or what was going through your mind?
Realistically, I wasn't surprised. Kudos to him for finding an angle that kind of told the line a little bit, but was still attacking me and doing what he could do, and getting and having a polarizing round. But in the moment, I just kind of felt like his battle rap is not an excuse to be a bitch nigga, and that that's kind of like, I say that slogan and I mean it, and I look at it like, I always think about when people have rounds like that, would he say that to me if we weren't battling? And if the answer is no, then I start to deduct points. And so
Okay,
that's where I'm at with like with that round. But at the same time, I also felt like I was clearly up 2-0 when he was rapping it, so I was
yeah,
very
yeah.
in general.
Okay. Because I think it went over a lot of people's heads. Because it was aired live on Caffeine, and everybody was able to see. A lot of people didn't talk about it by then, but after the battle, that's when it started going along, and people started giving their take on it.
Right.
And I don't think I have heard you spoken about this. I might be wrong, but that.
Not much. It's one of those like if you ask me, I'll tell you my opinion on it. But really, I didn't really feel the need to kind of like go on a Twitter rant talking about what he said or anything like that. It was really you know he needed it for sure. Like, if you like thinking back to the battle, like if he just raps in that third, it probably it gets bad for him.
It would
So
have been a 30. I agree.
the the angle was very necessary for him to kind of like come out of that battle unscathed in a sense, but it came at a price because people came at him crazy. So that's kind of how the cookie crumbles a little bit.
S- s- um. So when people mention the name Klutz, they mention about Klutz's pen. Do you want to be known than more than just your pen when it comes to you as a battle rapper?
Absolutely. I mean, I want to be known as a battler. I think the issue is that I've battled so many pins. Like I battled the JCs and the Chillers, where it's like, all right, so he's battled JC and Chilla, and I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I outwrote both of them. I don't like it's kind of crazy to think about, but as a rookie first year, I outwrote JC and Chilla back to back, and
Mm,
proof is in the pudding. Like it's kind of anybody because like I won the battles, and
right.
I didn't win them with my performance. I won them by writing. So I outwrote JC and Chilla. And so I understand why people will be like, I mean, he's a pen. People all they talk about is my pen. And I have areas where I just simply need to improve um, in order to be considered more than just a pen. But once I start branching out and battling, when people see that I can match up with anybody, because I think right now people will look at me like, oh, he can't have a good battle with Shotgun Suge. That wouldn't make sense. I guarantee you, me and Shotgun Suge would have a great battle. But
Yeah, that
you, people won't know it till they see it. And when they start to see that, they'll start to understand how well-rounded I am fully. When I start to lock horns with these guys that are seen to be opposite of my style, like I could get crazy with a Jack Boy Man. I can get crazy with a Shotgun Suge, but I can also get crazy with a Rum Nitty, Footz. Any style I can get crazy with. But I got to show people, and that's fine.
yeah, that's the narrative when I have conversation with battlers and bloggers when we mention the when we mentioned the name Klutz, they do want to see you battle guys without the pen. But the thing is, though, Cortez is not known as a pen, and you went up against him.
I kind of walked them, and then I mean, Loso's an angler. I wouldn't call Loso a pin either. You feel me? But I think that, like I said, I'm not naive. I'm not, I completely understand where they're coming from. Right now, I wouldn't consider me anything more than a pin outside looking in. I need to
Mm.
prove that I'm more than that. So,
Now, now, as far as the top six, the rookies and the sophomore goes, what's the better class?
I mean, obviously we're the better class, but I think that it's more of a what have you done for me lately? They're newer. They are fresher. They haven't had the chance to piss people off yet. So it's very easy for people to kind of like side with them and things of that nature because we've been here a year. We've had time to make people mad. We've battled some of their favorites and won. So give people reasons to not fuck with us. But I think we have the better writers. We have the better performers. I realistically, I defer. I might be the worst performer out of the 12. I defer. Take me out, but the other five, great performers. I think the other five guys in our six, great performers. And if I'm the one, you're only strong as your weakest link. So if I'm holding us back and the performance level, then I just got to step up. But I think that as a class we perform better than them, and I know as a class we write better than them. Like
Mm.
from a writing perspective, they have Eunice and Mozzie, and Dice is cool. Dice is a good writer. Eunice, Mozzie, Dice, and then those other three are like Wusaw's a good puncher, and then Capo and Bandit are okay as writers. And then I think we have six good writers. Just point blank period. Even like people sleep on Ease as a pen, he can write his ass off. They sleep on Authentic as a pen, he can write his ass off. So like, and then niggas know about me, Footz, Flair, and Hansel as right. So like, from both of those, from a rapping perspective, I think we clear them. And then what I will say is that I think where they get us is they have the more marketable faces, which
Yeah, that is true. That's right. That is
which,
true.
which in the end could make them last longer. I'm not gonna cap or like be, we like as a class. I'm not like now we have individuals. Hansel has great marketing tools. Foot's great marketing. Authentic has great marketing, but the other three of us could definitely improve in that department. And they have guys that need to improve as well, but they also have guys like Capo, who's great at marketing.
Right.
I think Eunice. I think Eunice can be. He has such a great like support system around him. He's like a rap, so like he just naturally is marketable, even if he himself isn't. Like, I don't think he's a very marketable figure himself. Like, I don't think he has the image to market, but what he does have is a very good support system that, that keeps him afloat. They have both of those too. And then the rest of them are pretty, decent, I guess, but those definitely head of the pack when it comes to like the amount of people in the culture that know them. Capo and Eunice, everyone knows them. So from a marketing perspective, we definitely defer in that regard, and we need to improve. But I'm one of those rapidy rap nerds. So to me, raps matter a lot. We
Right.
rap.
With all that being said, I do have a good idea what, some of the matches are. Will the sophomores be going undefeated come December?
I'll tell you what. I think that the sophomores will have the only clear wins. I'm not gonna pretend like there won't be any debatables. There's probably gonna be a debatable here or there. The clear wins are all gonna be on our side. They might be able to debate they won 2-1. They may be able to debate a couple of wins, but there won't be any clear wins on that side.
Wow.
Not
Okay. All
no.
right.
We'll get a couple clears for sure. At least we'll get at least 2 clears, maybe 3 or 4. And like I said, I have respect for them. Somebody will make it debatable. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, we're gonna walk in there and have 6 clear wins, 630s. Nah, a couple of them I'm sure will make it debatable, 2 or 3 of them, but they won't get it. Not one of them will get a clear win.
Now, as far as your opponent goes, will you get a clear win against him?
Yeah. I think, and honestly, I'll just talk about all 6, just not even reveal who I'm battling. I'll talk about all 6. Um, well, I'll tell you this right now. I'll probably never battle Mozzie. That's like the bro for real. So that's a spoiler. I'm not battling Mozzie. I'll probably never battle Mozzie.
Okay.
But Capo just simply can't rap with me. He's gonna promo the shit out the battle, and the promo is gonna be great. And I will say he might be my toughest op from a dynamic standpoint. He will be my toughest opponent out of those 6. But just simply rapping and knowing what to do in certain situations, I would win that battle. Bandit Montana, there's just literally nothing he can do with me. There's absolute
Wow.
Bandit. There's nothing
Jesus.
do. Wu Sa's not dynamic enough. He's too one dimensional. He'd lose. Dice just has way too much to learn. Same for Eunice. They just have way too much to learn. And I think that's all of them. Yeah, I just named all of them. Yeah. So yeah, Eunice and Dice just
Wow.
far too much
Okay.
far learn in this shit. Wu Sa's too one dimensional. Capo just simply doesn't rap good enough. And Wu Sa and Bandit, he's non-factor.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. There we go. How does it feel to be in the top 3 in the URL app this year, man?
I'm actually top 2 now.
Oh, top 2. Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I'm jokingly and unseriously rooting for Mook against Twerk so he can.
Wow.
I really don't care. Like I haven't picked a winner for that battle yet, but I'm going to be jokingly and unseriously rooting for Murder Mook that whole night. But but nah, it's dope, man. Especially when you consider the names that I battled, because they just go by record. So like I could have battled 3 bums and been 3-0, but the fact that my 3-0 is against JC, Chilla, and Tez, and tidbit, I'm 9-0 on rounds. Like I don't like. Not only am I 3-0 in the year, I won all 9 rounds and all 3 coin flips.
Oh, that's crazy.
I haven't
You,
lost a
I'm
round, battle, or a coin flip all year.
I'm looking at it right now. You are number 2 in the app. And that's
Yeah,
funny. Number 3 is on the app. I just did an interview with him, and that was Jerry West.
right.
You see, you being ahead of guys like Charlie Clips, T Top, Hustle, DNA, Fonz, Shotgun, Shook, Chef Trez, Danny Myers.
Yeah,
How does it make you feel? You go on the URL app and you see that.
it's like I said, it's a blessing, man. Like it's a blessing. I it's something that like the not only the ability and the talent that God gave me, but also the opportunity, the willpower to keep pushing. There was plenty of times where I wanted to quit. There was plenty of times that like I just didn't, have the motivation or the will, and you know God gave it. It was God given. So I'm always grateful, and I always feel blessed for the opportunity to be in that situation. But like when I look at the names that I'm ahead of on the app, granted, you know what I mean. It's still all subjective, but even just being on the list at all it's super dope. And I think that this fourth battle can really open people's eyes to how good of a year that I'm really having. I feel like I could sneak onto that top 20 Cody, like late 20s. I'm not gonna get crazy, but I could probably get into like that 15 to 20 range with these if this fourth battle is very impactful.
Yeah, and people, they're noticing, they're paying attention to who Klutz is because these are some of people's favorites out here, man. So they definitely noticing what you're doing. I definitely do want to see you get, the bigger plates, especially on URL events coming up. So I definitely, that's something that I would like to see. I know you got your that December card coming up. Is there, are we gonna see one more battle outside of that before the year's over?
Oh, that's it for me. I'm definitely one of those guys. I take my time. You probably don't see me just on a regular basis. You probably see me 4, maybe 5 times a year at the most. So, that's really that's gonna be my norm, my standard. I want a clutch battle to mean something. So I don't want to, battle too much. I feel like everybody has their limits and whatever works for them. And man, I applaud guys like Chef Trez, Danny Myers, that can Romnitty, that can battle so many times in a year and be effective and consistent all of those times. But that just isn't my thing. So yeah, I'll probably my last one and this will be in December for the year, and then people will probably see me again in January.
Okay. Are we gonna see more of you in 2024, or is it gonna be the same standard from where what you did this year?
You may not, you may see the same amount of battles. It may still be 4 or 5 battles, but you'll definitely see more of me. I'm gonna be, you'll definitely see me at events, even if I'm not rapping. You'll definitely see me blogs, interviews. I'm definitely gonna kick up my promo, my marketing. Uh, so you'll see me a lot more. It just may not, but you still may only get 12 rounds out of me.
Okay, okay. All right. My last question. 2024, the start of 2024. Who would you like to see in 2024? The
It,
start off the year.
if it's not Footz or Danny, I really don't even care to battle, man. If it ain't Footz or Danny, I'd prefer it be Footz, but obviously, Danny know what's up, and that's smoke right around. So like, that's definitely one. But Footz or Danny, Footz or Danny, or it could be Footz and Danny. I'll battle them both on the same card if need be.
So that's who's on your radar.
That,
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's it. If it ain't Footz and Danny, I'm not interested.
Okay. Well, man, I definitely appreciate you pulling up on here, man. Before we get going, man, go ahead and give your shout outs before we get out of here.
Man, look, man, shout out URL, shout out Top Six. Follow me on Instagram at who is Klutz. Who is Klutz with a Z. Who I Z Klutz on Instagram, and then on Twitter is who is Klutz with an S. Who I S Klutz. And man, just really shout out my state. People act like I don't rep my state enough, man. But Arkansas, I'd be nowhere without Arkansas, and the people that helped me progress as a battle rapper and as a man that live down here. So shout out Arkansas always, and the South as a whole. We gonna put some more respect on the South's name for sure.
Yes, sir, man. But with that being said, shout out to Klutz. Best of luck to you in December. With that being said, I'm Keo, that's Klutz, and this is MBS Uncensored.